everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fun with Flags, the show that we do every week, where we talk about our respective countries and teach each other about our areas, our regions, and our country's history. Mr. Soda, I see you're still rocking that Shenandoah Bong tag. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I probably will be rocking that one for a while, because while not quite there, this feels to me like when Robin Williams passed away, personally.
Hmm.
So, although unlike Robin Williams, I didn't think this would hit me this hard, because Chandler Bing, well, basically is me as a sitcom character. Um, so I relate to him a lot, and so him passing away, it's just kind of like, to put it succinctly, I lost a friend, you know. So other than that, I'm doing okay.
We lost a friend in more ways than one
Yeah,
because
that's exactly.
Joe.
Yeah, no, it's a bummer, and I'm happy to see the world celebrate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there will always be the assholes that will be like, "Oh, well, he deserved it." Not the case from what you're saying.
Which I say, if I ever come across you, I will punch you in the throat.
Yeah, as you should. But we're not here to talk about Chenandler Bong,
No,
right? We're here
no,
to talk about, well, Israel, because it's my turn today.
yeah,
And
yeah.
in light of everything that's been happening recently, I figured this was an idea that for an episode I had for a while. I was gonna do anyway, but what's happening right now sort of accelerated it, and I think it's important to talk about Israel's national anthem, the
Yes.
Tikva or Hatikvah in Hebrew. As you can see, it's relatively short. Nothing too fancy schmancy, but it's ours. Now, again, the name Hatikva literally translates to the hope.
Hmm.
You can always tell a lot about a country whose word for hello is literally peace, and their national anthem literally means the hope,
What was the
right?
word for hello again?
Shalom.
There, right.
How did you forget that? I asked the question, and then I see the trail of smoke coming from your mouth, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's." So the anthem itself was officially written in the year. Well, not officially written, but it's taken from a much longer. Uh, uh, I wouldn't necessarily call it an anthem. It's more of a folk song uh, called Tikvatenu, Our Hope,
Mhm.
which I'm seeing it right here. It's pretty long comparatively to the the actual anthem. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 verses to it. All
Oh,
right. So
that's
naturally, they had to
way
short.
more than ours.
Well,
9 verses? That's way more than ours.
yeah, but they shortened it.
Mm.
Okay, it wasn't officially the anthem. The actual anthem was shortened. Now, the actual song that I mentioned just now with the 9 verses was written in uh, sorry, 1878 by this guy right here. Um, Hold on, got my notes a little bit skewed. Naftali Hertz Imber was officially a Ukrainian-born uh, poet who it's very confusing. He was born in what is modern day Ukraine, which at the time was part of the Austrian Empire. So I'll let you decide which nationality he belongs to. Okay,
Mhm.
uh, but yeah, so he essentially wrote this as like a folk uh, um, folk anthem, Tikvatenu, Our Hope, which was then shortened uh, to just two verses by Mr. Shmuel Cohen, this guy, a couple of years later, and that officially became the anthem of the Jewish people. Because again, remember, the Jewish people did not have their own state for a very long time after that. It was basically just a like the word says, a hope. The hope that one day the Jewish people will settle and have a place to call home. And yeah, they were still considered nomads at this time. They were wandering country to country and mingling with all the other cultures. That's why you get so many different variations of Judaism today. Topic for another day, probably. But they had one thing to unite them all, aside from just their faith and their nationality, which was this national anthem. Now, the anthem itself was changed again after the state of Israel was founded. During the first half of the 20th century, some of the verses were different, but they changed it to what it is today for reasons you'll see why once we actually get to talking about the verse itself, the verses themselves, which of course were influenced by the foundation of the first Jewish state in the world. Now, we're just going to go over the verses. We're going to go line by line. I'm going to spell it out for you and tell you what each word means. And we're by the end of it, we're just going to sing the national anthem together. And we're really going to take advantage of the fact that national anthems are public domain.
Yep.
All national anthems.
I don't know how to read that. You're gonna have to give me translation.
Did you not hear what I just said?
Apparently not. Well, I did hear that they were public domain.
So what did you hear?
That they were public domain.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is I'm going to spell it out for you. I'm going to read it to you, explain what each of those lines mean, and then we're going to sing it together. Okay. Just forgive me because I'm trying to find. There's one line, one word specifically that I have no idea what that word is supposed to mean. So I have no idea how to translate this.
Oh,
but. And
well,
I can't.
Well. If you would you be able to describe what the word is? Maybe I could figure out what the English word equivalent is.
I can't because none of the places here are giving me any proper translation to it. It's a biblical word that I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think anyone knows what that means.
Okay. But, I'm gonna quickly look it up.
Okay, so let's just go with this translation and then start. And if we look ridiculous after the fact, that it's not on us. Okay, there is no translation for this word. Okay, so do you want me? I've got banners. Do you want me to put the banners on top of this image right now, or do you want me to just take it out?
Let's just take it off. We don't really need the image.
Okay, cool. So image is gone, and we are going over the first line. Again, two verses. Each verse has 4 lines in it, and this is the first line. Okay, and I've written it in English. This looks horrible, but it's about as good as I can make it to convey what the words are supposed to sound like, not what they mean.
Okay, can I just, before we continue, is the place you're referring to in the second line?
Yes. Where did you find it?
Google.
Okay, but...
Okay, no, just let's put a pin into that, and we'll get to it when we get to the line, so we can translate that word. Hopefully,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, so line number 1. Okay. Kol od balevav penima.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is a very old old grammar, old dialect. So translating this, it won't be word for word, but it'll at least express what the line is supposed to mean. So, as long as in our hearts, this is the first line. Okay. Second line, Nefesh Yehudi Homia.
Okay.
All right.
So what I found was a Microsoft Word document that has a little bit of what you actually had said about the origin of it, and it has it written in Hebrew, it has written the Hebrew translation in English, and it has the English translation. So the first
So
two.
why do you need me here?
So just because I wanted to know what that if somebody had translated that place. So this is what it has translated to, and then we won't have to return to this afterwards. As long as the Jewish spirit is yearning deep in the heart, with eyes turned toward the east, looking toward Zion.
So yearning, I guess, is that word.
Yearning? Yeah, okay. That's the one you couldn't find the translation for?
Yeah. Homia, I've never bothered to ask what that word even means.
Okay, so for some reason I thought it was the word Zion that you couldn't translate. I was like, that's
Do you really
weird.
think I don't know what Zion is?
You said it was the second line. That is literally in the second line. Yearning is in the first on this translation, so it was an error on my part.
All right.
Yes. Okay. Now I will put this away. We do not need it from now on. It was mostly just because that was going to bug me if we didn't figure that out.
Okay. It bugged the hell out of me. So, like I said, second line, Nefesh Yehudi Homia. Okay? I'm gonna go back to the first one. Kol od balevav penima. As long as in our hearts.
Yeah.
Nefesh Yehudi Homia. A Jewish soul is yearning. Okay, combining the two, as long as in our hearts a Jewish soul is yearning, which sort of sounds similar to the translation you brought up. Next line, Ulfaatei Mizrach Kadima. To I guess Fateh, and to the suburbs of the east onward or forward. Okay.
Yeah.
Next line.
That was the line I mistook for you not knowing Zion.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Next line. Ein Letzion Sophia. Our eye to watches to Zion. Okay, watches or observes to Zion. Okay, we're going to go over the entire verse again. Kol od baleva penima. It's pnima, but I guess for lyrical purposes they emphasize the word pnima to penima. As long as in our hearts, Nefesh Yehudi Homia, is a Jewish soul is yearning. Ulfatei Mizrach Kadima, to the suburbs of the east onward. Ein Letzion Sophia, an eye watches to Zion, observes Zion. Okay. Second verse. Od lo avda tikvatenu. Our hope is not lost yet. Is not gone yet. But lost is the more accurate translation. Hatikvah, but shnot alpaim. The hope that's 2,000 years old. Okay, so our hope is not yet gone. The 2,000-year-old hope. Do you want to know what that hope is? You're muted, I think.
Sorry, I did because I coughed. Peace.
Among other things, yes. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו. To be a free people in our country.
Okay.
That is
I
our
have
hope.
the English. That other thing, I do have it in front of me just for shits and giggles. That line, you are one word off from that translation.
Well, what does it say?
To be a free people in our land.
Actually, you know what? Land is the more accurate term. Yeah. So to
I
be
was
a free people in our land.
was
To be our hope that's 2,000 years old is to be a free people in our land. Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim, a land of Zion and Jerusalem. Yerushalayim is Jerusalem.
Yeah.
So again,
oh yeah, okay, I can see that.
Second verse, and again, I'm really sorry for writing the word Jerusalem like this, Yerushalayim like this. It's just I honestly did not know how to write it to convey what it's supposed to sound like. That's why I wrote it so messy. And also the V, it's because that
sort of like the sound of the Hebrew language.
yeah, that's not it's. There's a reason why the Hebrew language has a completely different alphabet.
Yeah,
because we talk weird. But yeah, the V there, it's because it's and Jerusalem. Although some people I've heard like to just say Jerusalem without the end, but officially that's what it's supposed to be, and Jerusalem. So we're gonna go over the second verse again. Od lo avda tikvatenu. Our hope is not yet gone. Hatikvah bat shnot alpaim, the 2,000-year-old hope. Liot am chofshi be'artzenu, to be a free people in our land. Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim, a land of Zion and Jerusalem. Now, this second verse was slightly different prior to the foundation of the country, of the state of Israel. I couldn't find it, but I have at least heard of recordings of Jewish people singing this anthem following World War II, following the Holocaust, where they didn't specifically use the line "in our land." They I can't remember what the exact wording was, but it was sort of hoping that one day they'll have a land of their own. And I think the line that the hope wasn't was 2,000 years old, that wasn't there yet. Okay, that was changed slightly after because of the whole 2,000 years of migration. So again, this was written in the 19th century. Okay, around that time, also this was when the big focus on getting back to the land of Israel, or as it was universally known at the time, Palestine. The big migration, also known as the Aliyah, the waves of Aliyah, which literally translates to migrating. Heard people give different meanings to that word as well. Let's not talk about that for the moment. But yeah, so the Aliyah was basically people coming back to the land of Palestine, or as the Jews call it for hundreds of years, the land of Israel, to resettle the land and build, and hopefully one day have a home for ourselves in this land that used to be ours thousands of years ago, but then switched hands over and over as the centuries went on. Now, again, around the time, I mentioned this a couple of times, around the time of the turn of last century, the Ottoman Empire was still having their legendary near 500-year rule in this territory. World War I happens. The British and the Australians and the New Zealanders kicked them out, and the French also, uh, and sort of those those European countries take control over the entire region, and slowly, every few years, uh, nations from around this region declare their independence. They get their independence from both the British Empire and the French Empire as well. The state of Israel being one of them. Hence, more and more aliyahs to this region, and more people here to found this country. Hence, they changed this anthem, and they made this anthem not just the anthem of the state of Israel, the sovereign state of Israel, mind you, but also the anthem of all Jewish people wherever they may be in the world. Okay, this is very important because it's not just a national anthem for a country, a state. It's a anthem for a people. That's the important part here. You got Jews living in Europe still singing that anthem. You've got Jews in America still singing in this anthem. North America and Latin America. This is the one unifying trait for Jews around the world. It's very important to us all. Hence, and this is where we get a little political here. Hence, that's why you get you hear people singing this anthem in rallies that have recently sprung up all over the world, honoring the dead who were murdered on October 7th, and praying for better days for the kidnapped who were taken to Gaza a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know if you heard this anthem around in certain places. You live in a small town, so you probably haven't.
Well,
but
the only way I would have heard of it would be via like something like the Olympics, something on that scale. So it is possible I've heard it.
Yeah, I mean, like all national anthems, it is played in sporting events. I'm just saying right now there's a much bigger focus on this anthem because
right. But I'm just saying, like, if I'd have heard it, it would have been through a context like that.
Yeah. Again, context matters. I'm just saying that I've been seeing a lot of rallies around the world.
If I'm going to sing it, I want to hear it at least once.
Cool. So, yeah, but what I was getting at is I've been hearing it. I've been seeing a lot of rallies all over the world. People who stand with Israel singing this anthem, Jews and non-Jews alike, just people supporting.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I read my news more than I watch my news, if that makes sense.
All right.
So
maybe so that's why you probably haven't heard about it. Yeah. But yeah, so it's also very important to note that it's sung. This anthem is, of course, like any national anthem should. It is sung in official events, in ceremonies, in schools, in high schools, college events, and more importantly, national events and military ceremonies. Like, as someone who served in the military, in initiation, in graduation from boot camp or basic training or whatever, in official ceremonies conducted in Israel, and all the multitude of different holidays and memorial days we sing this anthem.
Well, and just like any other anthem in the world.
There's a reason why I am hung up on this point.
Yeah, but you guys, it's definitely more personal.
Yeah, it is, but it is important to note that in certain institutions in Israel, particularly and especially the military, there is a mix of both Jews and non-Jews. Okay, and again, this anthem is the official anthem of the Jewish people, but it is also the national anthem of the sovereign state of Israel. Hence, and this is the important bit here, non-Jews who serve in the IDF, the Israeli military, also sing this national anthem, despite not being of the nationality it was written for. So you have Bedouins singing this song. Palestinians who serve in the military are singing this song. Druze who are serving in the military singing this song. Volunteers from other countries who aren't specifically Jews themselves also sing this song, this anthem. Apologies. So yeah, it's both a national anthem for a nation and for a people. So even if those people aren't from this nationality, they still sing this anthem in these types of events. Any notes any points you want to bring up before we move on?
Nope.
Okay, so now we move on to the second half. How fitting that we're almost half an hour. The second half here is you trying to make sense of what's written in front of you. Okay, so try to repeat after me. Kol od balevav penima.
Kol od balevav panima.
Close enough. Nefesh Yehudi Homia.
Nefesh Yehudi Homia.
Ulfaatei Mizrach Kadima.
Ulfaatei Mizrach Kadima.
Very good. Ein Letzion Sophia.
Ein Letzion Sophia.
Very good. You're getting better. Od lo avda tikvatenu.
Od lo avda tikvatenu.
Very close. Hatikvah bat shnot alpaim.
Hatikvah bat shnot alpaim.
It sounds like you're starting to get tired.
No, I'm trying to concentrate on it.
All right.
So this is me focused.
Liot am chofshi be'artzenu.
Liot am shofshi be'artzenu.
Chofshi.
Chofshi. Liot am chofshi be'artzenu.
Be'ar.
Be'artzenu.
Okay. Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim.
Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim.
Now, in the anthem itself, you say these last two lines twice.
Okay.
Liot am chofshi be'artzenu.
Liot am shofshi be'artzenu.
Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim.
Eretz Zion v'Yerushalayim.
You're really struggling with this, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to do you proud, 50.
It's okay. It's okay. As long as
because I don't have the inflections that are required. You know, like I'm still learning those inflections.
I think knowing French should help a lot, because I think some of these inflections do exist in.
You're right, but the thing with French though is that comes naturally to me, whereas with this, you know, it's a little bit of a struggle, but I'm getting it.
Can you say ch?
Ch.
Okay, good. That's from French. Okay, so you have that capability. All right. So let's try this again. This time, you're on your own. Okay.
Okay.
That was such an audible gulp. I'm so glad I was able to hear that.
That was not on purpose.
I know.
Dude, okay. We have to clip that out and do that as a short. We have
nailed it. Hold on.
We definitely have to cut that out.
Yeah, there's so much material for shorts. We do just on this show.
Yeah.
It's such a wasted potential that we're not doing it. Okay.
We should. It's just I don't know how to edit and you don't have the time.
I mean, I could find the time to edit. I just don't know how to upload it as a short. You should ask
that
Taco.
I can do.
Oh, okay.
I know how to do that. Like I know how to create like shorts for my phone and stuff like that, and I've done
Okay,
it
yeah.
on the computer.
Fun.
So it's just yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Done. All right.
I'll try to do it tomorrow. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Let's just not include that part in the short.
yeah, definitely.
All right.
Okay, so you're on your own.
Kol od balivav panima.
Very good.
Nefesh Yehudi homya.
Very good.
Ulfaate mizra kadima.
Very good.
Ein Lezion Sophia.
Very good.
That word is easy because all I got to do is say the name Sophia.
Yeah, whatever helps.
Olo avda tikvatinu.
Tikvatenu.
Tivatenu. Yeah, sorry. It's the longer words that I have a hard time with.
Yeah.
Tikvatenu. Hatikvah batshnot alpaim. Lihot em hofshi be'atzinu. Oh, sorry. Eretzion Ivarusharahim.
Wow.
I tripped on the last one. On the last one. That is the verbal equivalent of a trip fall down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yihiot em hofshi be'atzinu. Be'atzinu. There we go.
Very good.
Eretzion. Can you say the last word for me, please?
Virushalayim.
Verushalayim.
Okay.
Eretzion Verushalayim.
Curiously, the only two lines you're struggling with are the ones that you have to say twice.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so this was like the dry practice. Okay, this was like no music, no rhythm, no nothing. Now I'm going to sing it with the I'm going to sing it to the rhythm. We're not going to hear it just yet. Just so you can get the
that's all I need.
The effect of it. You don't have to join in. I'm just going to do this on my own, okay?
Yep.
Kolot balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulfate mizrach kadima ein lezion צופיה עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו התקווה בת שנות 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים.
And you once told me you could not carry a tune.
I never said that. That is true, but I never said that.
But you can carry a tune 50. I trust you.
All right. If you say so.
Hey, man. I'm the musician of the two of us.
That's why this should be easier for you.
That's why I only needed to hear it at least once.
At least once, okay?
Yeah.
So, can we do this together before we actually do the full? Now, we're going to go line by line. We're not going to do the whole thing straight. We're just going to go line by line, okay?
Yeah, as long as you say it with me at the same time, I should be okay. It's
going to be tough because of the delay, but we're going to try.
Okay.
Kolot balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulfaate mizrach kadima ain lezion צופיה עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים.
What do you think?
What?
What do you think?
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I did not hear your part at all because when two people are talking at the same time, one just gets swallowed up by the other. However, with the track record we have doing this show together, on the actual YouTube thing, once this actually we finish this and this is posted, all they're going to hear is probably your bits, so I can evaluate them then.
Perfect.
Because
I think I did a good job.
I'm looking at your lips moving. I think you did. But
to be honest, I like when it comes to singing, I call myself a mimic because I can easily mimic someone. That's why I said all I need is to hear you once, and then afterwards, as long as you're singing with me, I can easily replicate it.
Cool. So, are you ready to sing it without the help of the brands just yet? Mm-hmm. The banners, sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me just hear you on your own before we move into the final.
Oh, yeah, right. After I literally just told you I can do it with somebody singing with me.
Oh, so do you want me to do it with you?
Yeah, that's the only way I'll be able to do it.
And then after that, you'll do it alone?
Oh, is that the point? You want me to do it on my own at the end?
I want to be able to hear you. I can't hear you when we're both doing it.
Okay. Okay, let's see if I can remember then. Okay. Kolot balevav pnimi nefesh Yehudi homia olfayate mizrak kadima Aim Latziun Sophia Olo Avda Tikvatinu Hatikvah Bat Shnot 2000 Lihutam Shofi Baratzinu Eretzion v'Yerushalayim Lihutam shofi baratzinu Eretzion v'Yerushalayim.
I mean this as a friend. You sound like a rabbi.
But I mean, like, how? What do you think?
You got most of the wordings, the pronunciations right. You didn't get the actual rhythms.
Yeah, that's the part too. By about halfway through, I had forgotten the rhythm, so I just tried to do it as best as I could. But literally, that's only the second time I've sung it out loud. So
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go again, or should we just do it with the music this time?
Do it with the music, baby.
Okay, but there's a reason why I've been saving it for last, because if we're doing it with the music, it's gonna be the final one.
That's fine. Yeah.
So you don't need any more practice. You just want to go for it.
Let's go for it. Dude,
Yeah.
let's just put it this way. On one time on my way to D&D, when I used to be about a 20-minute drive outside of town, I had just heard a song for the first time the day before. It was from Parks and Recreation. It was Catch Your Dream. It's a song that Andy wrote for Leslie's. Oh, no, it wasn't that one. Sorry. It was 5,000 Candles in the Wind. I literally just heard it for the first time the day before. So on the way up, I had downloaded it and I had listened to it 3 times. And on the 4th time, I had the whole thing memorized. So.
All right, cool.
I'm saying, I can do this.
So, what I'm getting from you is you want this nightmare to end.
No, I'm saying I'm saying I'm confident I can do this.
All right. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this up right here, and I'm gonna play the music, and we're gonna do this properly with the standing up.
Gotcha.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm just doing it because I can't picture myself doing it without.
Nope. Dude, I respect. I get it. We do it for ours.
But now we can't see your face. I'm just looking at your incredible Return of the Jedi shirt.
Actually, it's Revenge of the Jedi.
Oh, even better. Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah, just move slightly because the banner is hiding your face. There we go. Okay.
How's that?
Very good.
Okay.
Very good. So, לשירת התקווה, הקהל מתבקש לעמוד. It's going to take a while.
Okay, I wasn't expecting a children's choir.
הקהל מתבקש לשבת.
He said. Yeah, definitely wasn't expecting a children's choir. That's why at the very beginning I was struggling, because I was expecting like somebody in our range. Because
No,
the problem is I like I said, mimic, so I automatically start trying to match the pitch of what I'm listening to, and I can't go that high anymore.
not anymore.
Puberty.
I looked at several versions. This was the best one I got, where you can clearly hear the thing. So, what do you say about our national anthem?
I get it. I understand. I that's one thing I've always enjoyed, was learning about people's national anthems, what they are and where they come from. So it was kind of nice to hear about yours.
Cool. And that's all I have.
Okay. So my topic next week. So I'm going to call an audible, kind of. I'm going to do my topic that I had been planning, but because I actually realized, based on what we were discussing today, and then I realized what's next week for us over here, which is Remembrance Day, which will be 2 days after that episode drops. I'm going to start the episode with a little brief discussion about our very famous poem in Flanders Fields, which is about Remembrance Day. And then I'm going to transition into the Franklin expedition of the Northwest Passage.
Okay.
Which is a story about two ships that were sent from Britain to find a way through the Northwest Passage, and they never returned. And it's about the searches for them afterwards, and the finally finding the ships about 6 years ago, something like that.
6 years ago? When did this happen?
The expedition was in the 1800s, early 1800s.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
It is. It's one of my favorite things to read about, to watch about. It's just, yeah. And then it's because that is part of our Canadian identity. Because yes, it was a British expedition, but where they went down is Canadian territory, right? So it's very much a part of who we are.
Let me guess. The British blamed you for it because
no. It was just they got trapped in ice and they couldn't escape. That's all it was.
Oh, so it's only us that the British like to blame for things. Okay, I get it.
Pretty much, but yeah, no, it's a very fascinating story. In the 1980s, they went and they found out that I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm going to say this: there was an expedition in the 1980s where they got the most information about what happened from. So
okay,
yeah.
Which led to
show how long it took.
So this was an ongoing thing.
And it still is because of the discovery of the ships. Now there's still an ongoing thing. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Where can the people of the interwebs find you, my friend?
You can find me on my personal Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me over on this channel doing the usual shenanigans with 50. And whenever me and Dagan decide we're going to record, we do over on the Dagan Wrestling channel.
Nice. And you can find me over on my YouTube channel, 50 Shades of Geek. I do weekly reviews of every single Doctor Who episode from 1963 all the way to 2022. And I do also several other things here and there from time to time. And you can also find me talking even more Doctor Who on this channel every Monday, assuming I remember to send sort of the thumbnail on time, on the greatest show in the galaxy. And every Thursday on this show. And you can also check out all of the amazing channels from the Benverse. We got Something to Talk About, Galaxy Geeks, Multiverse of Geekdom, Movie Lovers Unite, The Midnight Cinema, 8-Time Reviews, and In the Front Row, which is not pictures in this image. And always remember, we're doing this for the love of this guy, which, come to think of it, I'm actually curious if he would have known the Hatikvah, the anthem that we just sang.
Easy. You can ask his mom.
Yeah. But it's strange that I never actually asked him about it, if he knew or not.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So wherever you are, Ben, whenever you're listening to us, this episode was for you.
We miss you, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Can you believe it's almost been a year?
I took that day off on purpose.
Yeah. I mean,
I told my boss, there's no way I'm going to be of any use to you that day.
Yeah. It's funny. It's been almost a year, but considering the year we've been through, especially over here, it feels more like a decade ago.
For you? For me, it feels like yesterday.
Well, we've been through some shit lately, if you haven't noticed. So yeah, this was for Ben, and this is for you, whoever you are, wherever you're watching. Just let your geek flag fly. Don't let the hate consume you, and always carry your hope, whether it takes 2,000 years or just 2,000 minutes. Never lose your hope, never lose your faith. That's all we're really asking for. So should we end this with the regular intro, or should we just play the anthem again?
Whatever you want, my friend.
Well, I don't want to overuse the anthem, so let's just use the regular one. So,
Bye.
bye, everybody.